Oh, I didn't see you there. Welcome. We're doing a little bit different today with this video. So, as you've probably seen by the title and the thumbnail, it's going to be a Call of Duty tier list video. Now, at first I wanted to make this channel like solely Rocket League based, but it's American Games, not American Rocket League only. So, I wanted to be able to make as many videos as possible with other video games and everything like that. And a thought came to my mind, and I was like, yo, every time on my stream, sometimes people ask like, yo, what's your favorite Call of Duty game? Like, what are your top 3? What are your least favorite? So I feel like this would be an amazing opportunity and a great spot in case anyone had any questions about what I think about Call of Duty, because honestly, it was so influential and it made such a big impact on my life and my love of gaming that got me to this point. So I feel like why not pay homage to that and show you guys what my favorite Call of Duty, games are in order. I'm not gonna go super in depth. Honestly, I can go like 2-3 hours talking about this stuff, and I think we all could. But I'm gonna try to keep it as short and simple as possible, but at the same time give you guys enough details as to what I think about every game, what I liked about, what I don't like, and why I choose some games over the other. So this goes from, I think, the original Call of Duty all the way up to Modern Warfare 2019. Cold War is not on here. I couldn't find one with it, but even then I feel like I don't really play it as much to really give it an opinion. And at the time of this video coming out, the lifespan of it is not over. We're still waiting for the next Call of Duty, which is rumored to be Vanguard, to come out. I'm not really excited about it, honestly. Like, I'm kind of ready for the next Battlefield to be out. But either way, let's just get straight into this, all things aside, and let's just get started with the order that it gave us. I think it's going to be interesting as opposed to going chronologically. So Black Ops 2, we're starting off strong with this one already. I think Black Ops 2 was a real turning point for Call of Duty. 2012, Black Ops 2, the trailer and the advertising for this was amazing. They were so smart with all of this, and I loved it. Honestly, Black Ops 2 is amazing. A lot of people will go back now, or maybe people that didn't like it, or maybe didn't even have the chance to play it, they look back at it and they might think that a lot of us, I guess you want to call us OGs, might look at this with too much nostalgia. I think it was a great game. Absolutely amazing. It had the best competitive to date, and I mean, I'm willing to die on that hill and say that the game was as balanced as possible. Obviously, a bunch of, every Call of Duty is going to have those few guns that stick out, at the top, which is the M8A1, the MSMC, and the competitive scene. And it was just the most. Sniping was absolutely amazing. The quick scoping and trick shotting community was alive as well. I'm going to give this one an S tier. I feel like this one shouldn't make too many people disagree, and I'm not doing it just for the hype. I genuinely enjoyed this game, and I guess a little bit of a spoiler, I actually played this for 2 years, because I remember when Ghosts came out, I had an Xbox 360 still, and my cousin actually let me borrow it for like, I think 3 months. I barely played Ghost. Everyone stayed on Black Ops 2 for another 2 years, at least with the people that I played with at the time. But so I can easily say that I enjoyed it for 2 years, and I actually hit Master Prestige and got most of the weapons diamond. I don't think I finished though. Infinite Warfare. Well, honestly, look, it's so easy to trash Infinite Warfare and say it's the worst Call of Duty ever, but I think there's a lot of Call of Duties that have come out since then that have been really, really controversial and could actually take the spot for this. So I'm actually gonna put this under, I think I'm gonna put it under like C, because obviously in this one the D tier is the worst one unless you haven't played it. It's gonna be under C for now, only because there was a really fair transaction system, like microtransactions. To be fair, they kind of had to, because they knew that if everyone hated every part of the game, at least the supply drops had to be decently fair. And from what I heard towards the end of it and everything, that it was actually a really good supply drop system. You could unlock a lot of the weapons and whatever things that they had in the game. Like I said, I played a good amount of it, not too much of it. I think I was playing Modern Warfare Remastered for the most part, but yeah, I mean, they had some cool things about it, but obviously not very well liked by the community at all, and I think it was pretty much glossed over. Everyone was enjoying Battlefield 1 and Modern Warfare Remastered at the time. Like me, I played Modern Warfare Remastered the most that year, but not the worst ever. I think there's some that are worst offenders, but we'll see what you guys disagree with me or not. Advanced Warfare, this one's a big 50-50. This one's a very big hit or miss for a lot of people. I'm gonna put it on B for Okay, I remember when this game came out, I started it on the 360, and if you played on the older versions, it was still like pretty decent in terms of graphics and everything, but obviously you had to understand like the consoles of the 360 and PS3 were getting old, so it was the best experience was easily on the PS4 and the Xbox One at the time, and I actually ended up upgrading from 360 to PS4, and I got Advanced Warfare basically twice. Experience was way better on the PS4 and the Xbox One. Honestly, I know a lot of people, I think it's so easy for the community to say, oh my god, like, I'm so glad they don't have jetpacks anymore, like, I can't stand that flying stuff. Honestly, it was a good game. It was a lot of fun. At least they tried something different. That's the biggest respect I'll give Sledgehammer Games for this. They tried something different. They went out of their comfort zone. Because that's the thing, the same people that hate the jetpacks now, or that hated the jetpacks, were complaining that Call of Duty was the same thing over and over and over, and to a point that was, you know, I agree with that, you know, to a point. And they're like, all right, so let's try something completely different. Let's give this, you know, let's give Call of Duty a fresh start again. And they did a lot of things wrong, but respect to them for at least trying something new, because honestly, like, it was the most fresh Call of Duty in a long time. Now, the things I didn't like about this was the supply drop system was terrible. Obviously, like, you know, you open supply drops to get variants of, you know, the base guns that were way stronger. And while that was fun, it was pretty unfair. And there was no way to guarantee that you would get the strongest weapons. There, to this day, I did not get every single weapon that I wanted. The Bal Obsidian Steed, I never got it. I got the Inferno. I got the HBR A3 Insanity. Honestly, it was a lot of fun collecting those guns, but it was pretty frustrating that you couldn't get all of them. But I guess that's part of the excitement. Campaign was good. Graphics were amazing. Exo Zombies, it's kind of questionable, but like I said, awesome that they went out of their comfort zone, tried something different, and I mean, you know, hats off to them. I mean, for the first jetpack game, it wasn't bad for me. I mean, I know some people hated it. Maybe it's not your style, and that's totally understandable. But I think hating it just because it's a futuristic flying game, it's a little too much. But I mean, if you genuinely don't like it, then that's totally understandable. Call of Duty 2, I don't think I've ever played it. But from what I've heard and the gameplay that I've seen, it's looked pretty good. Definitely Call of Duty 3, I don't think I've ever played, but I know this one was like really bad. I've heard Call of Duty 3 was actually a step down from 1 and 2. So, I mean, if I had to put like an imaginary rating, given from what I've seen, like, I haven't played it enough. I only played like a tiny bit of 2. So I would probably give it somewhere like the B tier for the time that it came out. Call of Duty 3 would probably go into the C tier, maybe even down to D. I mean, I've seen the gameplay before. I've seen YouTubers play it as well. And obviously, 3 seemed like a step down. But I mean, it's totally up to you guys. Like I said, maybe some of you guys have more experience with these older games. But let's go to the next one. Call of Duty 4, right? Now, it's interesting because there's 2 versions of Call of Duty 4 now. The original one that we all know, which is the 360, PS3, and like the OG version. But then you have the remastered version, which came out when Infinite Warfare came out, because I felt like they knew that this game was going to be a tough sell, because I think within Black Ops 3 they were already like, the community was already voicing their opinions that they don't want more futuristic stuff, so they probably did this at the very last second, which honestly saved the sales, to be honest, because I remember they sold this one and this one for $80. So basically 2 Call of Duty games for $30 each. No, 40. I can't math, but still, I mean, you were getting a steal. So if you did like this game and this one, I mean, that was the best deal of a lifetime for $80. That's the package that I got. I'm gonna give this one an A. Now, I think a lot of purists would put it under S. There were a lot of great things about this game, and it was basically the pioneer that started it all, that made it like that made Call of Duty so huge and competitive, brought it into MLG and everything. But the game's not perfect, and I'm not knocking it down because it's too simple, but obviously the balance wasn't the best, but the game was absolutely amazing. Most of the maps were okay. The maps are iconic. The campaign was awesome. Loved the campaign. Obviously there were some rough edges, but I mean, obviously I wouldn't want to put it under S, because S I would consider almost near perfect. And while this one is pretty close to perfect, obviously there were a lot of rough edges that had, you know, come out in this game, but I loved it very much. Both the OG and the remastered version, Raven did a really good job remastering this game, and that's about all I can say. Call of Duty 4 is a classic. It always will be, and You know, I think it deserves the A tier. Like I said, this is just one person's opinion, so you guys, you know, everyone's opinion is gonna vary because there's so many Call of Duty games. You know, Black Ops 4 now. Okay, how do I say this? I think this one sits on Advanced Warfare's plate where it was very 50-50. My take on this, I'm gonna give this a C, right next to Infinite Warfare. Now, let me explain why. I think Black Ops 4 excelled in other spots that Infinite Warfare didn't. I think that Black Ops 4, it's close, man. It's close. It's between B and C. But I don't think that I enjoyed Black Ops 4 more than Advanced Warfare. And I used to be a Treyarch fanboy. I used to love every single Black Ops game up to this point. This one was really disappointing. And I'll say why. No campaign, that was obvious. That specialist thing, that was horrible. That was a bad excuse. Multiplayer, I would say it's below average. Great for competitive, I'm pretty sure, because they wanted it to be like an Overwatch type of thing. But for the casual, who just wanted to play after like getting off from school, from work, there's not a lot of casual appeal to it. And I know this because, well, I didn't really play the multiplayer like that. Honestly, had the game just been like that, and zombies was too complicated for me as a casual, I didn't really enjoy it that much. The story was not really interesting. So you already have a lot of, you know, bad red flags right there for a lot of the usual casual, and that's the majority of players. You have to understand that. And so it was almost completely tanked down to the D, down to the D tier. But there was one thing that saved it, and you guys probably already know: Blackout. The battle royale was very, very fun, and I'm surprised how well they did it, considering it was their first battle royale experience ever. Battle royale really like paved the path for Warzone, and while Warzone is a lot more successful now, I think most of the credit goes to the fact that it's free. If Blackout was free, I think that there would be a huge Blackout audience right next to Warzone. But I know that they don't want to do that. I know they're doing it on PS4. As like I said, at the time that I'm recording at this video, it's July 2nd, 2021. I know that it's going to come out free on PS4. I think that's what I understood. But if it was completely free to play and crossplay, Blackout and the TikTok community would immediately notice how balanced it is. And I think that Blackout would give Warzone a big run for its money. But I know Activision's probably not going to do that because they want Warzone to be its baby, because it's a lot more profitable right now. So I mean, I'm pretty sure it's on sale right now. You can still buy Black Ops 4 for a reduced price. But I mean, still, it's not going to like ever reach the amount of popularity that Warzone is, because they're not going to make it free. That's probably the only saving grace about this game. It's really hard for me to justify giving this one a B. I want to, because Black Ops 4 is better than Infinite, I would argue. But I don't know if it was as enjoyable as Advanced Warfare. I might change my mind. Maybe towards the end of this, I'll switch it. Maybe. Ghosts. Oh man. Oh, a lot of people like Ghosts now. Now, right? I'm gonna. Okay. This is what I'm gonna do. I think this one deserves C, right? These two deserve C. Okay. Now I'll put it at D. This is gonna make a lot more sense, I think. So, Call of Duty Ghosts. It basically is a Modern Warfare 4, but it's not titled as such. And I think everyone was expecting Modern Warfare 4, but at the same time, there were a lot of people who was like, bro, another Modern Warfare? The biggest controversy of that was because Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3 was very, very similar, because Infinity Ward had like a falling out. Like, I think Activision fired a lot of the team. So that's why, like, they had to basically copy paste everything. They couldn't innovate because obviously, like, they were so behind. So they basically just had to release whatever they could. Modern Warfare 3 actually innovated quite a bit, but from 2 to 3, looks wise, a lot of it's the same. You'll notice that even some of the reload animations are the exact same from COD 4. You look at the M4, you look at some of the OG guns. A lot of the reload animations are the same. The sounds are slightly tweaked. Graphics, not that different. I think Modern Warfare 2 graphics were better than 3, if you ask me. Look at the game side by side. I think Modern Warfare 2 was easily a more beautiful game. But we're talking about Ghosts right now. But that's why everyone was like, they did not want Modern Warfare 4. That's kind of the point I was trying to like put across. and Ghost came out, and you know, you have to like feel sorry for Infinity Ward, because when Ghost came out, they had to release it for the 360, the PS3, PC, Xbox One, PS4. I think even there's the Wii U version. I don't know. So that's 6 consoles. So it was one of those transition Call of Duties like that came out the year of the new consoles. So they had to release it on 6 different platforms, and it wasn't crossplay yet. So you had to understand that like all of the fan bases were split up so hard. And if you include map packs within those consoles, everyone was so split up, and the experience was not as good as it was today. So you can tell that this game struggled a lot because of that. They were very limited. The graphics weren't that great. Competitive was still pretty decent. I mean, I know I had a big competitive scene following Black Ops 2, which was great. It was basically riding off the coattails off of that. But it's not the worst ever. But like I said, like it wasn't enough because I didn't buy Ghosts. You know, I didn't ask my parents to buy Ghosts because I was little. And my cousin let me borrow it for a few months because he wasn't playing it that much. I think he was busy with like school and stuff. So he let me borrow it to see if like I wanted to buy it off of him. I was like, okay. I played it a bit. I did play the multiplayer, played Extinction, the campaign, all of it. He let me borrow it for like 3 months, only because like I don't see him that often. So I was like, all right. And me and my friends kind of stayed on Black Ops 2 for the majority of the time. Not because like, you know, I think some of us had it, but we just chose it. And Black Ops 2 was definitely fun enough to play for 2 years, and we did. We waited until Advanced Warfare to come out to keep playing Black Ops 2. The crazy thing is, Black Ops 2 was the first Call of Duty that had DLC released after the Call of Duty after it came out. I know that like that sounds kind of normal now, because you know that sometimes like Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, even Modern Warfare now is still getting a bunch of new DLC as Cold War is still out. Like that's normal now. But like before, that was unheard of, because before Call of Duty came out, and once the trailer and everything like came out from the new one, like the next Call of Duty, the current Call of Duty would immediately be done. There would be no more DLC, there would be no more support for the past Call of Duty, and they would put 100% of their focus into whichever the current Call of Duty was. And then I guess Ghost just underperformed so much, they actually came out with 2 camo packs that, you know, way after Ghost's release, which is crazy to a lot of people in the community, which was the weaponized 115 camo, and I forgot what the other one was, but the 115 camo, I think it was Cyborg too. Those actually came back in Black Ops 3 of how much people liked them. You know, I think it was a pre-order, but yeah, Ghost definitely deserves C. It could have done a lot better, but I mean, you couldn't really blame the developers too much. And although Battlefield 4 released with its really bad launch issues, I think Battlefield 4 is objectively the better game and had way more attention than Ghost did. Because, I mean, all things considered. But yeah, I think definitely this makes a lot more sense now to have Black Ops 4 and Ghost at the same time. Very controversial, did good things, have hardcore fan bases, but I mean, basically underwhelming for the most part. Modern Warfare. This one, you know what, man? I'm gonna give this one an A. And I know another one, this one's gonna be like, what? Modern Warfare was garbage, what are you talking about? I'm gonna just try to sum this up. Graphics and detail, beautiful game. Beautiful game, even for PS4 and Xbox. I have a PC now and it's amazing. Literally, like, they worked so hard, like they detailed the guns down to like all the switches and everything. No Call of Duty has ever been as realistic, as immersive, and as beautiful as Modern Warfare. And go take a look at it again. And compared to old Call of Duty, like literally look at every detail that they have, to the ground, the campaign. Graphics were outstanding and the best that Call of Duty will ever have if they don't use this engine again. If they don't use this engine again, I'm going to be really disappointed. Because if not, there's not going to be a Call of Duty that's not going to look as good as this, you know. The campaign, I think, was really good. The new storyline basically was like a slight refresh, you know, using the same characters from before, but a new storyline, which is amazing. Still has ties to the old trilogy, which was amazing. Multiplayer, the maps, this is the difference between Treyarch and Infinity Ward, right? Between the Black Ops and the Modern Warfares. The Black Ops games, you'll notice, and this is super apparent with Black Ops 2 and 3, they kind of sacrifice realistic maps, like the layouts, for a more balanced experience. They call it bounce house maps. So basically, even some of the maps will be like identical on both sides. It'll be symmetrical. but that's in the sake of balance, and that's what makes Call of Duty maps feel so satisfying and so balanced. Modern Warfare's, even back to the original, they're not that balanced for competitive play, for online play. They basically just get a very realistic scene of like a street building or a highway in the middle like of a war-torn city and everything like that, and it's super like unbalanced. But that's to add realism, because obviously war zones, literal like war zones in real life, you know, army on army, whatever, are not going to be balanced. Obviously, one side may have a height advantage, other like one side of the map might be mud and the other one might be rubble. You know what I mean? That's what real life Battlefield is, and that's what Modern Warfare was trying to create. And with that, obviously there was a lot of really cheese spots, a lot of head glitches, a lot of high up sniper spots that are really tough to get the people out of there, and sometimes the points might be too strong for the advantage. And the door system, I hated that, the opening and closing door stuff. Honestly, I think that game could have done way better without. That was not necessary. Warzone, it's cool for opening doors. I think battle royales need doors, but for multiplayer, they should have taken it out. They did not need it. Gunfight, the 2v2 gunfight modes, absolutely amazing. One of the highlights before Warzone came out, because remember, Warzone did not come out at the launch of the game. 2v2 gunfights was my favorite thing to play, because I didn't enjoy the maps that much, because like I said, they were very unbalanced and felt very weird. But 2v2 gunfight was easily my favorite thing to play before Warzone came out. And obviously Warzone came out, and obviously like when quarantine hit, that was like the best thing. That was so much fun to play in the beginning. I definitely think Warzone has changed a lot. The metas have changed, the mentality of Warzone has changed. I don't know if it's just me, and I say this a lot on stream. Check me out, twitch.tv/AmericSoccerClub. Warzone used to actually feel kind of realistic. You know what I mean? Like, you would play in a squad, you guys would be so careful. You'd have your M4s and like maybe like a side little SMG or something, and you know, you'd be looking around, you'd be checking every corners, the dark spots. Maybe you would have a canted sight, you know what I mean? Like, we were really considerate. Obviously, a video game is still a video game. It's still going to have, like, its unrealistic moments or whatever. But you were immersed. You felt real, you know what I mean? Like, you know, everything, you know, has gone to poop. You know, the poop has hit the fan. And you're just trying to survive with you and your squad, you know, with your loadout and everything. Now, you drop in, bro. Everyone's so hyper-aggressive, bunny hopping and everything. And, you know, I understand. Obviously, like, I'm not gonna just excuse that, like, oh, you're just bad. Like, no, I mean, I know you have to kind of adapt, and everyone just naturally starts getting better at the game. You find new spots, you find new tactics. But, like, with all the new skins and all the, like, super hyper aggression now, everyone trying to, like, 1v4 groups, it kind of lost that immersion factor for me. And, like, if you look back at Warzone videos from a year ago to now, it looks completely different. And like I said, I totally understand. People are obviously going to get naturally better, how to naturally get like better sight lines, better movement and everything. That's fine. But it's just not for me anymore. It totally lost its immersion and like the slight realism that it had. I do miss how it was like early quarantine days. It's still kind of enjoyable, but Warzone has obviously done amazing things for Call of Duty, and they're making so much money off of it. Crossplay, all that stuff. Definitely deserves to be in the A tier. This was a big change for Call of Duty. It honestly saved it. It made so much money, and a lot of people love it, believe it or not, despite, you know, what some people might say. Modern Warfare 3, I'm gonna give it a B. I personally didn't like it that much. I remember liking Black Ops 1 way more, but I love the survival despite being a lack of zombies. That was Treyarch's thing at the time. The chaos mode was awesome. The face-off, which was basically like before gunfight in Modern Warfare, the 1v1s, 2v2s, and stuff like that. Those were really fun, very innovative. The community modes that they had, also really nice as well. There was a lot of stuff. It was a great campaign. You know, it really wrapped up everything of the trilogy. Multiplayer, that was kind of the weaker spot for me. Well, it was fun, and it was basically like, okay, it's like every other Call of Duty at the time. It didn't really change much from Modern Warfare 2 to Black Ops 1. They didn't really innovate that much. The actual feeling, the true core, like just running and shooting, it felt the same. You know what I mean? Of course, the unlocking attachments and, you know, the camos and the interface is going to change. Of course it does, right? It has to change at least a little bit. It didn't change enough. And that was like, Modern Warfare 3 was like the biggest joke that Call of Duty was the same game over and over again. I think this one was the worst offender of that. But like I said earlier, Modern Warfare 3 really struggled because a lot of the Infinity Ward team really got cut up. Activision, there was a big old issue. So they were really understaffed and they had to release the game really quickly. Sledgehammer and Treyarch employees had to step in and help. So they had to release it the way that it was. Like I said, graphics, again, were probably in the lower part. Modern Warfare 2's looked a lot better, but still enjoyable for the average Call of Duty. But I mean, it was getting kind of old, that copy and paste. People wanted something new, and that's what eventually happened in Advanced Warfare. But yeah, I mean, decent, solid game. Like I said, amazing campaign, memorable characters. Some of the maps, you know, were pretty cool. But that's all I can say. Just a decent B. I definitely think it was a lot more enjoyable than this. These try to innovate more, but it didn't work out. I enjoyed Modern Warfare 3 a lot more. Like, core gameplay wise, even though it was more copy pasty. Let's see. COD 4. No. World at War. But it's basically COD 4. World at War, if you didn't know, was basically the exact same engine of COD 4. It was basically COD 4 World War 2 version. Because the feeling and the engine was almost exactly the same. And if you look back, side to side, like the movements and everything, it was basically the same. Almost the exact same. World at War, I think deserves, oh man, it deserves an A as well. Like I said, it's really up there. Treyarch really did amazing with the campaign. They did a lot of research. They had every single campaign basically saying like American versus Japanese, you know, the Pacific theater and the European theater. They had both, which the new World War II didn't. They only had the European theater. They did not have the Pacific, which was really disappointing. But World at War was amazing. It was the first map of zombies. They didn't even think zombies was going to do well, but they put it in there for fun. Multiplayer was fun. Basically the exact same as Call of Duty 4. Like I said, it had the same perks and everything. Same loadout system. So if you like Call of Duty 4... I can't speak. But if you like Call of 4, you pretty much like World at War if you were cool with the World at War setting. Which I like very much. Plus zombies. The theme was amazing. Getting the ray gun in campaign. Absolutely solid, man. Could not complain anymore. I love World at War. Definitely going to be a classic. I hope they remastered soon. World War II, it's going to be a C for me. I know a lot of people liked it. I know some of my friends, some of my mods in my Twitch stream do like it as well. But my criticisms for it, I did not play it that much. Not as much as before. I like that it went back to World War II. They try to go back to the roots after a bunch of futuristic ones. And that's what a lot of people loved. Especially, I think the older crowd really appreciated the World War II setting. My gripes with it, right? I think the sound design was horrible. All of the guns sounded like plastic. You'd hear them shooting. They would all sound like, go back and watch. Go back and watch and you'll understand. The guns were not realistic sounding at all if you compare back. I think even World at War sounds in 2007 sounded way better and sounded way more realistic. These were like so artificial. Like every gun, some guns sounded like they had a suppressor on, but they didn't. It just sounded so plasticky and fake. I didn't like that a lot. The graphics were amazing. The actual like visuals were amazing because it came from Sledgehammer. They have really good graphics for some reason. But the sound design was a big thing for me. And although some people might see that as like a small complaint, I think sound is huge in a game. Absolutely huge. And it almost ruined the entire game for me. It almost did. Like, it bothered me a lot. And then they changed the fire rates of a lot of guns. And I know that was more for balance, but some of the guns and how fast they shot were super inaccurate. Like, the PPSH shot insanely fast in real life. And the PPSH in game was, like, super slow compared to it. They changed a lot of it. As the FG42, I think, as well. They had to do a lot of things for balance-wise, and I understand that. But still, I mean, I don't know. It didn't feel like an actual World War II game. It felt like a World War II style game. Which, I mean, I know a lot of people liked, and the theme was cool. But like I said, I wish they had the Pacific Theater. I didn't like the Destiny-themed hub, like, that they had. Like, where you could have, like, you just walk around and check, like, with a bunch of players and stuff. That was cool, but I don't know. It didn't make that much of a difference to me. It didn't impress me. The credit system was pretty fair. I like that they overhauled it. The actual creative class system. They fixed that down the line. I think that's something that I appreciated. But for me, I didn't really like it that much. Details are great, but sound design, the exo zombies wasn't exo zombies. The zombies that they had was it was okay. The game was just that. Just kind of okay for me. But I didn't like it too much. Black Ops 1, S tier immediately. I love Black Ops 1. It was the game that I started with, and the game that I'll always love because, well, you're biased. You're always gonna love the first Call of Duty game unless you start off with a really bad one. But I love Black Ops 1 so much. And you know what? It has so many issues, but I'm willing to accept that because I don't care. The freaking Vietnam War Cold War theme was the best thing ever, bro. Best Call of Duty theme ever. It was so awesome, so badass. Like, I loved it. And it's the only game with that so far. Well, I guess you could see Cold War now, right? Call of Duty Cold War. Honestly, it doesn't even compare. I was so excited for Cold War because I thought it was going to be just like Modern Warfare 2019, where it's going to be like a fresh restart. Absolutely disappointed. No, absolutely not. It was so embarrassing. I love Black Ops 1, bro. The campaign, the characters are so iconic. One of the most iconic to this day. Dealing with the Pentagon, the sleeper agents. It was actually so much history in it. And I loved that so much. It was absolutely amazing. They did so well. They did so well. And I don't think they're going to be able to make a better Cold War / Vietnam game ever again. And the multiplayer, not the most balanced. And I'll admit that. Not the most balanced. The FAMAS and the AK-74U easily overpowered, any gun in the game. They had to nerf them really hard. But I love the DLC maps. The DLC in this game was great. The maps, and they were still historically accurate. The Berlin Wall, there's a bunch of other places. You know what I mean? There's so much history and accuracy, and it's not boring. It's like they made it in such an interesting way, and I loved it. The zombie maps, the map pack Resurrection that had like the old World at War maps, and Moon. This game was so revolutionary for its time, man. Black Ops 1 is definitely one of the most underrated games ever. I think Black Ops 2 really overshadows this sometimes, but the zombies were also great. The themes were amazing. Not the best zombies experience, but the actual maps themselves were so amazing, so much fun. That's what this game was. Fun. Informational. So historical. I loved it. Reznov, like the fact that they had the campaign, they had someone strapped to a chair. The campaign was basically all flashbacks of Mason up until the last mission where they figured out where the number station was, and it was a ship like in the Cuban Sea, I think, somewhere. I think something like that. It's a little faded for me, but still, amazing game. Definitely deserves more credit. I know people don't hate the game that much, but I think it's definitely deserving of people's top 3s and top 5 list. 100%. Black Ops 1 will be my favorite game. Actually, I love it so much, I hope they don't remaster it, because I know for a fact that it'll never be the same as it once was. Because obviously the graphics are going to look different. It's going to feel different. They're going to add new weapons because of course they're going to add microtransactions. And I mean, that's how they make their money, of course. But I know it'll never live up 100%. Would I buy it? Yes. Would I still play it and stream it all the time? Of course. But I mean, I feel like we should just leave it as it is, But that's just me. I think that's the only game I'll be like, ugh. I didn't play this game too much. I only played the original Call of Duty, like it's a tutorial, I think, because I think on the 360, like you could play the first campaign for free, or the first campaign mission for free. So I'm gonna put this as never played, but I think this one people really liked a lot. The first Call of Duty was pretty good, probably gonna be under the B tier. Black Ops 3, I'm gonna give it S. Campaign was horrible, train go boom, but the campaign was not great. At least you could play with your friends. That was the only upside. The multiplayer was so much fun. Again, this falls under the whole jetpacks, this and that. It was better than Advanced Warfare, I think. It was very balanced. You didn't have to use jetpacks. It was much more grounded. The supply drop system was horrible. I'm gonna say that right off the bat. But the multiplayer itself was very smooth and fun. Specialists were done really well. The score streaks were amazing. The raps, the VTOL, all the stuff, it was amazing. I love the game modes in there. The new game mode Fracture, people don't really remember that one. Fracture was really fun. That was towards the end. And the zombies was easily my favorite zombies. The gobblegum system, the Easter eggs, and just the map layouts and how much you can do, the graphics, amazing. And I know in Black Ops 3 they got custom zombies now on PC. Solid game. Solid game. And I think if the campaign was great and the supply drop system was fair, easily I think people would have argued it might have been the greatest Call of Duty of all time. Kind of a strong take, but if you realize that if they fix all the issues that this game had, the positives that it already had, plus what they fixed, everyone would love this game. Everyone would love this game. If you minus the jetpack hater people, right? People make fun of this game because of its campaign, and because of its unfair supply drop system, which are huge and unexcusable. I totally agree. But if they fix those two big problems, this game easily top 3. I will die on that hill. You guys can tell me whatever. Ooh, Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2. I'm going to give it an A. I know this one's going to kill some people, right? Game was great. Campaign was amazing. Iconic. Very unrealistic, but iconic and super interesting. I loved it. And I played the campaign remastered a long time ago. I would be so down to play it again. But multiplayer was completely unbalanced. I know, like, people say, like, if everything's broken, then nothing is. But there were some really big problems in Modern Warfare 2. And I'll say this right now. So those people that asked for Modern Warfare 2 remastered, when the rumors came out, I guarantee you people would be complaining within a month. If they left the game completely as is. With a one-man army noob tubes and the intervention being so powerful, you have to understand that people used it for fun sometimes, just to mess around every once in a while. But you have to realize now the mentality for Call of Duty players is you have to use whatever's the most broken thing in the game to get as most kills as possible. It doesn't matter. I think that's what TikTok did, honestly. It's like just that culture now where, like, no matter what, you have to get as many kills as you can using whatever you can, like whatever it takes, whatever, you know, the means necessary to drop a 30 bomb, 40 bomb, 50 bomb. People are going to do that nonstop. Like, the mentality is, why would I use like something like a standard M4 when I can use a one-man army noob tube and drop a 40 with no effort? Like, that's what it is now. And you're going to understand that that's all you're going to see if you see the remastered. I say that they release it and leave it completely how it was for like maybe a few weeks. And then they balance it. Because it was supposed to be fixed. But Robert Bowling couldn't. Because of all the issues with Modern Warfare 2 and like Infinity Ward. They wanted to patch it. But they never could get it through. So the way Modern Warfare 2 was left to this day was not how it was meant to be. It was meant to be fixed. With one-man army and all the glitch spots and everything. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of stupid fun. But it's going to get old really, really quick if it got remastered, especially in 2021, 2022. So, there's a lot of things broken, and I wouldn't, obviously, like, people would put it higher if that patch was put out, but it never was. So, I'm judging the game how it was left, because the patch never went through. And it is an amazing, iconic game. I know people love it, but you have to take off the rose-tinted glasses and understand that it was really broken. Like I said, fun in 2009, but in 2021, 22, you already know all the TikTok, you know, pro wannabes are going to ruin this game for everybody super quickly. You have to really realize that. Like, but I think I'm going to leave my list how it is. Honestly, with just fixing the Black Ops 4, Ghosts, and World War II, I think this is valid. I would argue that maybe World War II could be pushed up a little bit. Advanced Warfare, I think it's fair. I'm not gonna change much, and I know it looks bad because it's funny. I did not do this on purpose. You notice all the first Black Ops games are on top, and all the Modern Warfare games are second. Like, this looks like such a big bias, and maybe I am, but like, let's look back at this. Let's look at all the games in order. Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 1. I love Black Ops 1 more. Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 2. Black Ops 2 is more balanced, while Modern Warfare 2 is just as iconic. It is broken as shit. Like I said, fun back then, but looking at now, today's standards, Modern Warfare 2 would be horrible. Like I said, if they did not patch it, like if they don't fix it. Black Ops 2, right now, as it is remastered, it would be so much fun. So amazing. People would still use the M8A1 and MSMC, but there's a lot more guns that are viable right now. There's nothing too broken. You could still enjoy Black Ops 2 right now. The Plutonium is so much fun the way it is. Black Ops 3 versus Modern Warfare 3. I would say that Modern Warfare 3 did way better than Black Ops 3 did way better. Black Ops 3 innovated way more. And I mean, there's no argument about it. Modern Warfare 3, iconic, much more balanced than 2, but very copy-pasty for the reasons I've said before. Modern Warfare, I almost want to give it an S. It could be. Honestly, it could be interchangeable. I would still argue giving, I'll leave it up there just for the discussion. You know, I really enjoyed Modern Warfare, and despite its problems, it did amazing things for Call of Duty. S or A, it deserves being at least up here somewhere. But other than that, I'll leave everything else where it is. That's all I can say. So there you go. In case you wanted to know, in case you got nothing else better to do and you want to hear me rant about Call of Duty and my opinions about it, this has been my journey. I started off Black Ops 1 in 2010 when I was little. And then I actually went back and bought Call of Duty 4, World at War, and Modern Warfare 2 around the time Modern Warfare 3 came out. So, and ever since Black Ops 1, I've bought every Call of Duty since. And if not, I at least played the beta and played a little bit like around launch. So, I've been playing Call of Duty for 11, 12 years now, almost. So, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm an OG. I guess OGs are like COD 4, World at War, or even back to the original ones. Just kind of depends now. But, it's pretty clear that I have a lot of experience playing Call of Duty. I've spent so much time on these games throughout my life. But, I'm concerned for the future of Call of Duty. I've been pretty burnt out on it. I wouldn't be surprised if Modern Warfare is going to be my last one, 2019. Because Vanguard's not looking too good. Battlefield 2042 is looking amazing. Halo, Forza. There's so many games to be excited for. And we haven't even seen Call of Duty's trailer yet. Like, you can tell they're very behind. Same thing with what happened with Cold War. It was Sledgehammer's mistake, and then Treyarch had to fix it. Sucks for Treyarch, but I mean, yeah, the game's not that great, in my opinion. And I am not excited for the World War II Vanguard, whatever's going to come out. So, who knows? Maybe I'll make an updated list in like a year from now. Maybe some of my opinions will change after another year. Maybe another remaster will come out. But I think I'm going to leave it at that. You guys feel free to make fun of me or disagree with me or yell at me, whether in my YouTube comments, on my Discord, or my Twitch chat. Like I said, all the links will be down below to all of like my extra socials and everything like that. But I'll leave you guys with that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to watch this video, whether you're eating or whatever, just chilling. Make sure to drop a like. Make sure to, hit that subscribe button here on YouTube. Hit that bell button for more notifications on my videos, so you guys don't forget. Make sure you don't miss out every time I watch a video. Follow me on Twitch. I stream for 5 days a week, Wednesday through Sunday. Follow my TikToks. And other than that, hope you guys have a good rest of your day, wherever, whatever time you're watching this. And stay safe out there, everybody. Thank you guys, and catch y'all later. Peace.